Arvinda Ravery with Suitcase Gals, and I have a special guest here today who's going to help us pack for our phenomenal trip to Iceland coming up in January 2022. Before I introduce our special guest today, I wanted to take a minute to tell you a little bit about Suitcase Gals. It's a great way to make lifelong friends by sharing a common bond of travel. We offer small group travel for women aged 40 and over to amazing destinations. Our trips range from exciting weekend getaways to grand journeys of immersion. And our philosophy is pretty simple. You make friends, you travel safely, you enjoy good food and good company in a comfortable, supporting environment. Joining me today is Maura Gaughan. She is the founder and lead stylist of Wandering Parisian and Dating with Style. She became a stylist after 3 months in France with her family. And in France, she very quickly realized that the French it's such an ease of display of style, whether they're men or women, and affording them a sense of confidence. And that is incredibly, incredibly powerful. So coming back to the US, Maura decided, hey, I don't think I want to continue this career in public health behavior research anymore. And she started her own styling firm. So her second business, she's a busy woman, is Dating with Style. She began out of Maura's experience in dating. She actually began dating after almost 2 decades of being out of the dating scene. And she realized that there's an unmet need for adults who are dating and don't have that go-to outfit that will allow them to feel stylish and confident. So please welcome me in introducing Maura, and who will be joining us today to help us pack our bags for Iceland. Welcome, Maura.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. We are so excited to have you. I'm going to kind of just let you dive in and tell us what we should be packing for this amazing trip to Iceland.
Absolutely. So after looking at the itinerary, I am incredibly jealous of those that are going on this trip because it sounds like it's going to be varied and just you're going to see some beautiful nature. So looking at it, there's going to be a lot of visits to natural parks and waterfalls. So there's going to be a considerable amount of time outside. And as you know, in January, it's going to be very cold.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the key here is not only to stay warm, but how to stay warm. And the best way to do that is through layering. Layering. So the first layer should be a base layer, either a silk or a merino wool base, top and bottom. And then the next layer would be sort of a fleece. And then the next layer would be some kind of insulated puffy, jacket. And then on the outer layer, a shell. And the shell would be water resistant, and these 3 layers will keep you warm. Now on the feet, you definitely want to have a walking shoe that's going to be very comfortable, but also insulated and waterproof. As we spoke a little bit earlier, I put a list of these things together, and I'm going to share that list with you, and you can post it a little bit later. But essentially what I did is I really checked out 2 main sites, which is REI and Sierra.com. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with Sierra.com, it's more of kind of a discount outfitter adventure online distributor. And in that vein, they have limited sizes, but you can find some really good deals. And sometimes when REI doesn't have something or they're sold out, it's a really great resource to see if they have what you're looking for.
Nice. I like that. Thank you. That's great. Now, in reference to the jacket, with all the layering and so forth, is there a specific jacket that you would recommend or a brand to be able to
Okay.
find something that's a little thinner but really warm?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say about this. For people that just want to get it over with, because a lot of us can go in our closet and sort of say like, oh yeah, I have a puffer and I have a shell, and but I'm not sure if they're going to fit together. Kind of just just pull the trigger on something. The Patagonia 3-in-1, it's a shell
Yep.
and it's puffer underneath that you know is going to fit. So it's going to keep you warm. The other thing about REI too is in terms of warmth is that when you look at a garment or any kind of accessory around warmth, it'll tell you how warm it is. So the 3-in-1 is the warmest, which is what you're going to want because it has the windproof and the waterproof shell and the nano that keeps in that heat. The second one that I would recommend, now that retails at about $600.
Mhm.
It is complete.
Yes.
But the other one that I could recommend, if you're not sure you want to spend that kind of an investment in a jacket like that, is the Columbia. Columbia has a 3-in-1, and then it's actually called Carson Pass Interchange. It's also a 3-in-1, so it'll do the exact same thing, except it has sort of a fur top that you can remove if you want.
Okay, excellent. Those are excellent brands, and you'll put that in the list as well, so I can make sure that
Right.
our travelers have
Right.
that information.
And the Columbia is about half of what the Patagonia is. So it's about 300. So it is a bit of a savings.
Yes, absolutely. And what would you say for when you're traveling to Iceland, I think a nice thing to have would be like a little backpack along with you, just so that if you do get a little warm, you can kind of, strip off a layer and stick it in your backpack. Is there any specific backpack that you would recommend that's still light so that you don't feel really, heavy and got a lot of weight on
Yeah,
it?
I'm glad you brought that up about the lightness because I think when you have so many things that you're bringing, your bag can get really cumbersome, which is also nice about the 3-in-1, like the nano you can roll up and the shell you can roll up really tight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a day pack. Osprey has a really good day pack. There are some that have a water bladder in it, which I'm not sure you're going to need a particular trip, but that might be a consideration because you are going to be walking around on a trail and everything. You're going to want to bring water, but the Ospreys have a great line of day packs.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Good to know. I think I've looked into them before on a former trip to Peru, but ended up with a different backpack at the time. But that's great to know. In regards to your pants, any suggestions for warmth but still lightweight? It's all about lightweight. Like everything's lightweight nowadays, right? Like you don't want anything heavy or cumbersome.
Exactly. So for what I'll say is yes, you can absolutely go lightweight, and there's ways to do that. The first way that I would say is to, again, go back to your layering. So your base, and I would say that the base is, again, a silk or a merino wool, like smart wool is really good. And you want a mid-level or a mid-weight, as they call it,
Okay.
keep that warmth. So you want to start with your base, and then you want a pair of wind pants, something that is windproof. Because this time of year, it is very windy. But if you have those two things, you should really be fine.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'll say is there are windproof tights that Smart Wool makes. So if you're one of those people that really likes that look, or you like to be a little bit, I don't know, it has a little bit more give and stretch and all that.
Right.
If you want the one garment, that would be a really good option.
Okay, that's great to know. And again, I'm sure that's going to be in our list. This is great information. Is there anything else that you can think of that we would need to take along with us?
Well, we haven't even talked about hats or gloves, but yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to want to have a good glove and a good glove liner too. Yeah, so I think again, Smartwool has some really good selections, and Aria has some nice selections too. The last thing I'll mention too, and I don't know, maybe people think about this, but maybe they don't, is sunglasses that are, have the protection that you need. REI has a great selection of those as well. So get a good pair of sunglasses too, because it is going to be very bright.
Great point. People do forget that if you're going to a cold destination that, oh, well, you just forget to pack your sunglasses because you think you may not need them. And you're so excited to see the northern lights that you forget your sunglasses in the daytime. So actually, that's a great point. Great point.
Right, right.
Excellent. And gloves wise, would you recommend the thicker, or do you think that we're able to find something that's a little bit lined and thinner?
You can find both.
Okay.
Also, too, all of these jackets, which I love this feature, both of the jackets that I mentioned, and probably other shells as well,
Yeah.
have these pockets that are up here. So they have ones down here, but they have them specifically up here to keep your hands warm. So I think you can get away with a thinner glove if you want to for that particular reason.
Excellent. That's like Maura's hidden gem tip.
Did you know that these
It's strange we're walking around like that, but that's okay. It's warm, we're good.
So now this is code for
There
like.
you go. So is there anything else that we're missing from our trip? It sounds like we're pretty packed from head to toe, but is there something else that we're missing, or we kind of hit
Yes.
it?
Great socks. Socks. Because what is the first thing that always goes cold? The first is the feet.
Yep.
So again, when you go to these outfitter places, some really great socks. Again, I'm going to say Choice makes a good line. Smartwool makes a really good product. There was one that I saw that was aloe infused socks, and I've never tried that, but I am incredibly curious to see what that's about. So I think I might buy a pair. Maybe I can report back on the aloe infused socks.
So for the week trip, how many socks do you think that we need to pack?
Honestly, unless you want to do laundry, with most of us do not want to do, 7 each day.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the things that you can do, which is really a nice little hack also, is you can roll up the socks and you can put them in the boots. So when you're packing, if you're not wearing your boots on the plane, which you could, but if you're not, put them down first. The bulkier the items in your packing go first.
Okay.
Put your socks in the boots, which will save you room. The other thing that'll kind of save you room too are these cubes. You can roll up your socks in these, and this will save you a ton of room.
Agreed. I love those cubes.
I know. Me too.
The cubes, and then my other tip is rolling all your clothes.
Oh yeah.
It saves so much space in your luggage because you're rolling them up and you're rolling really tight, and you can fit just so much more in rather than folding, especially because you probably have a lot of thick clothes as you're packing for Iceland. All right. Exactly. Well, we have had some amazing tips from you, Maura. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you think that we should be packing in our luggage?
Besides me, no.
I love it. I love it. Well, hopefully you will be coming along on one of our trips soon.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Excellent. Well, again, we will have the packing tips, and I will include those with our video. I'll include a little link, and I will include all your information as well, so if people have further questions. But other than that, I really thank you for being with us and appreciate it. And it's been such a joy. And
thank you.
Of course, we'll look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.
Okay.
Awesome. So if you want to find out some more adventures for Suitcase Gals, please visit us on our website. We also have some great social media sites. We will see you there. Suitcase Gals, come travel with us.